Get ready to uncover a hidden gem in your pocket change, because today we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1972 Jefferson Nickel, a coin that might just be worth a fortune. Welcome back, fellow collectors, to another thrilling journey through numismatic history. We're exploring a coin that could turn ordinary pocket change into hundreds of dollars or more. In today's active coin market, this video is loaded with critical insights, from historical significance to collector demand, so you'll know exactly why this coin is making headlines. Let's just say it's way more than its 5-cent face value. So grab your magnifying glass and let's get started. The Jefferson Nickel series, introduced in 1938, marked a significant moment in American coinage, honoring the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, whose legacy as a founding father, author of the Declaration of Independence, and advocate for liberty shaped the nation. Designed by Felix Schlag, a German-American sculptor who won a national competition for the design, the Jefferson Nickel replaced the Buffalo nickel, bringing a fresh, classical aesthetic to America's 5-cent piece. Schlag's design was chosen for its elegant simplicity and enduring appeal, capturing Jefferson's profile on the obverse and his Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. The year 1972, when our coin of focus was minted, was a pivotal time in American history. The nation was grappling with the Vietnam War, the Watergate scandal was unfolding, and economic challenges like inflation were reshaping the financial landscape. The Denver Mint, marked by the D on the coin, was one of the key facilities producing Jefferson nickels, alongside Philadelphia. The Denver Mint, established in 1906, played a crucial role in meeting the growing demand for circulating coinage in the western United States. The mint mark, a small d located to the right of Monticello on the reverse, signifies its Denver origin and is a critical detail for collectors, as it can influence value and rarity. In 1972, the economy was transitioning with rising costs and a shift away from silver-based coinage, a change solidified by the Coinage Act of 1965, which eliminated silver from most circulating coins due to rising metal prices. The Jefferson Nickel, already composed of a copper-nickel alloy since its inception, remained unaffected by this shift. But the era's economic pressures made coin collecting a popular hedge against inflation. The design of the 1972 Jefferson Nickel reflects Schlag's vision of timeless elegance, with Jefferson's portrait facing left on the obverse, his wig and queue hairstyle meticulously detailed, exuding a sense of dignity. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust," to the left and "Liberty," paired with the year 1972, to the right, framed the portrait, emphasizing the coin's patriotic roots. The reverse showcases Monticello, Jefferson's architectural masterpiece, with its iconic dome and portico rendered in fine detail. The inscriptions "E Pluribus Unum," United States of America, and 5 cents encircle the design, tying it to the nation's identity. The artistic elements are rich with symbolism. Jefferson's profile represents intellectual leadership, while Monticello symbolizes his contributions to American culture and architecture. The coin's composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel, gives it a distinctive silver-gray appearance, with a weight of 5 grams and a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. The minting process at Denver in 1972 utilized high-speed presses, but variations in strike quality can affect a coin's appearance, with well-struck examples showing sharp details in Jefferson's hair and Monticello's windows. Collectors grade coins on the Sheldon scale, ranging from 1 heavily worn to 70 perfect mint state. A 1972 Jefferson Nickel in very good VG8 condition shows significant wear, with Jefferson's profile softened and Monticello's details blurred. In fine F12, more details emerge, like the strands of Jefferson's hair. Extremely fine EF40 coins retain sharp features, with only slight wear on high points. Uncirculated MS60 to MS70 examples are pristine, with full luster and no wear. And top grades like MS65 or higher can command premium prices in today's auction market. Color variations, from bright silver to subtle toning with hints of gold or blue, add to the coin's appeal. With natural patina often prized by collectors for its aesthetic beauty. The 1972D Jefferson Nickel had a substantial mintage of 351,694,600, making it a common coin in circulated grades. But high-grade examples and specific die varieties are far scarcer. Survival rates for uncirculated coins are low due to heavy circulation, and collectors actively seek specimens in MS65 or better due to their rarity and eye appeal. The 197D is particularly notable for potential double die varieties, where misalignment during minting creates a doubling effect on letters or numbers, significantly boosting value. These varieties, certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC, can be worth hundreds of dollars or more. Collectors are chasing these coins with serious passion and big money because they complete sets, especially for those building full Jefferson Nickel collections from 1938 to the present. Compared to other years, like the 1969D or 1970D, the 1972D holds steady demand due to its historical context and potential for rare varieties. In today's active coin market, a 1972D and MS65 might fetch $10, $20, but a high-grade double die could sell for $200, $500 or more at auction. The importance of professional grading cannot be overstated, as PCGS and NGC certifications ensure authenticity and condition, boosting buyer confidence. To identify a 1972D Jefferson Nickel, check for the D mint mark on the reverse. Just right of Monticello, examine the coin under a loupe for signs of doubling, especially in the inscriptions or date. Condition is key. Look for sharp details, minimal scratches, and vibrant luster. Avoid clean coins, as they lose value due to altered surfaces. Store coins in acid-free holders or albums to prevent corrosion, and consider professional grading for high-value specimens. Authentication involves checking weight, diameter, and design details against known counterfeits, which are rare for nickels but possible. Buy from reputable dealers, auctions like Heritage or Stack's Bowers, or online platforms like eBay. But always verify seller ratings. Building a complete Jefferson Nickel set is a rewarding goal, with the 197D being a key piece due to its accessibility and potential for rare varieties. Check your change. Dig through your drawers, you never know what's hiding there. These coins are not just historical artifacts, they are valuable assets, and in today's market, collectors are willing to pay premium prices for the right specimen. If you're a collector or investor, now is the perfect time to hunt for this coin. Consider yourself lucky if you're holding a 1972D Jefferson Nickel, especially in high grade or with a variety it's making headlines for a reason. So keep searching, because you could be sitting on a coin worth hundreds of dollars or even more, turning your pocket change into a numismatic treasure. Next 2000, P. Jefferson Nickel, hold onto your pocket change because today could be the day you uncover a hidden treasure. Welcome back, coin enthusiasts, to another thrilling dive into the world of numismatics, where we explore coins that can transform your spare change into a small fortune. Today we're diving deep into a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but holds incredible potential for collectors and investors alike. The 2000 P. Jefferson Nickel from the United States. This isn't just a 5-cent piece, it's a coin that could be worth hundreds of dollars or even more in today's active coin market. In this video, we're packing in everything you need to know: real market values, historical significance, design details, and expert tips to spot a winner. Let's uncover the treasure in your change jar. The Jefferson Nickel series, introduced in 1938, marked a significant moment in American coinage history, replacing the iconic Buffalo nickel and bringing a fresh design to the 5-cent denomination. Designed by Felix Schlag, a German-born artist who won a national competition. The Jefferson nickel was a tribute to Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and a key figure in shaping the nation's early ideals. Schlag's design was chosen for its clean lines and classical style, reflecting Jefferson's own appreciation for architecture and art. The year 2000, when this particular nickel was struck, was a fascinating time in American history. The turn of the millennium brought a mix of optimism and uncertainty, with the Y2K scare fresh in people's minds and the dot-com bubble inflating economic hopes. The U.S. economy was booming, with a GDP growth rate of about 4.1%, and the nation was riding a wave of technological innovation. The Philadelphia Mint, where the 2000 P. Jefferson nickel was produced, has been a cornerstone of American coinage since 1792, and its P Mint mark proudly identifies coins struck at this historic facility. Unlike earlier eras when multiple mints produced nickels, the year 2000 saw production primarily split between Philadelphia and Denver, with the P Mint mark indicating Philadelphia's output. The Jefferson nickel's introduction in 1938 came during the tail end of the Great Depression, a time when the U.S. was recovering from economic hardship, and coins were designed to inspire confidence in the nation's future. Over the decades, the Jefferson nickel design remained remarkably consistent, with only minor tweaks, such as the sharpening of details in the 1980s to improve strike quality. The obverse features Jefferson's portrait based on a 1789 bust by French sculptor Jean-Antoine Houghton, exuding a sense of dignity and permanence. The reverse showcases Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, a masterpiece of neoclassical architecture that he designed himself. These elements tie the coin to America's revolutionary roots and Jefferson's legacy as a statesman, inventor, and philosopher. The 2000 P. Jefferson nickel's design is a study in numismatic artistry, with the obverse presenting Jefferson's profile facing left, his hair tied back in a queue, a style typical of the late 18th century. The word liberty arcs to the right, accompanied by the year 2000, while in God we trust curves along the left rim, a phrase that became standard on U.S. coins during the 20th century. The P Mint mark sits just below the date, a small but critical detail for collectors, as it distinguishes Philadelphia's output from Denver's D Mint mark coins. The reverse is equally striking, depicting Monticello's iconic dome and portico, with the building's name inscribed below and United States of America and 5 cents framing the design. The phrase E pluribus unum arches above, symbolizing unity for many, a nod to the nation's diverse origins. These design elements are not just aesthetic. They carry deep symbolic weight. Jefferson's portrait represents intellectual freedom and democratic ideals, while Monticello embodies his architectural genius and commitment to enlightened thought. The coin's composition 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a weight of 5 grams and a diameter of 21.1 millimeters, has remained consistent since the series began, except during World War II when nickel was diverted for wartime use, resulting in the famous silver war nickels of 1942 to 1945. The 2000 P. Jefferson nickel was struck using modern minting technology, ensuring a generally high strike quality, though variations in die wear and polishing can affect individual coins. Collectors grade these coins on the Sheldon scale, ranging from 1 poor to 70 perfect mint state. A coin in very good VGA condition shows significant wear, with Jefferson's hair details and Monticello's windows blurred, while a fine F12 coin retains more detail but still shows circulation wear. Extremely fine EF40 coins have light wear on high points, and uncirculated MS60 to MS70 coins show no wear, with mint state 65 and above commanding premium prices. Color variations in the 2000 P. Jefferson nickel can range from bright, silvery hues in freshly minted coins to subtle toning in circulated examples. with some developing a light golden or reddish patina over time due to environmental exposure. These variations can enhance a coin's appeal, especially for collectors who prize natural toning as a mark of authenticity and age. The 2000p Jefferson Nickel had a mintage of 846 million to 140,000, a substantial figure that reflects the high demand for circulating coinage at the time. Despite this large production, certain factors contribute to its collectability. High-grade examples, particularly those graded MS65 or above by professional services like PCGS or NGC, are surprisingly scarce due to the rigors of circulation and inconsistent strike quality. Collectors are chasing these coins with serious passion and big money because they represent a key piece in completing Jefferson Nickel sets, which often span from 1938 to the present. The year 2000 also holds appeal as a millennial milestone, adding a layer of historical intrigue. Compared to other years, the 2000p is less common in gem condition than, say, the 1990s nickels, which saw slightly higher mintages, but it's more available than rare dates like the 1939D or 1950D in today's auction market. An MS65 2000p Jefferson Nickel might fetch $10, $20, while an MS67 can command $50, $100 or more, especially if it exhibits full steps on Monticello's entrance, a rare and coveted feature. Where the steps are sharply defined, collectors are willing to pay premium prices for these full steps designations, as they indicate an exceptional strike. And PCGS estimates that fewer than 1% of 2000p nickels qualify. The demand for high-grade examples is driven by set collectors aiming to complete albums or registry sets where every date and mint mark matters. Professional grading is crucial here, as PCGS and NGC certifications provide assurance of authenticity and condition, boosting a coin's market value. In today's active coin market, the 2000p Jefferson Nickel is a sleeper hit. Its face value is just 5 cents. But let's just say it's way more than that for savvy collectors. To identify a 2000p Jefferson Nickel, start by checking the obverse for the P mint mark below the date. Look closely at Jefferson's portrait and Monticello's details under a magnifying glass. To assess condition, coins in high grades MS65 Plus will show sharp details, with no wear on Jefferson's cheekbones or Monticello's columns. Be wary of counterfeits. Though these are rare for modern nickels, always verify weight 5 grams and diameter 21.1 millimeters. To ensure authenticity, for preservation, store your coins in acid-free holders or albums, away from humidity and extreme temperatures to prevent corrosion or spotting. Submitting coins to PCGS or NGC for grading can significantly increase their value, as graded coins often sell for multiples of their raw counterparts. You can buy or sell these coins through reputable dealers, online platforms like eBay, or major auction houses like Heritage Auctions, but always research seller ratings to avoid scams. Building a complete Jefferson Nickel set is a rewarding challenge, and the 2000p is an essential piece, especially in high grades or with full steps. Check your change. Dig through your drawers. You never know what's hiding there. These coins are not just historical artifacts. They are valuable assets that could turn ordinary pocket change into hundreds of dollars. If you're a collector or investor, now is the perfect time to hunt for the 2000p Jefferson Nickel. As its value continues to climb in today's competitive market, consider yourself lucky you're holding a coin that's making headlines among numismatists. In conclusion, the 2000p Jefferson Nickel is a fascinating blend of history, artistry, and investment potential, with high-grade and full-step examples commanding serious attention. Check your collections, hit the coin shops, and keep an eye out for this millennial treasure. You might just uncover a gem worth far more than its face value. Next, 2001p Jefferson Nickel. Buckle up, coin hunters, because today we're uncovering a hidden gem that could transform your pocket change into a collector's dream. Welcome back, fellow collectors, to another thrilling dive into numismatic treasures, where we explore the fascinating 2001 Jefferson Nickel, a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance but holds secrets that could be worth hundreds of dollars or even more in today's active coin market. This unassuming 5-cent piece, struck in the heart of Philadelphia, carries a rich history, intricate design, and surprising value that makes it a must-have for serious collectors and savvy investors alike. In this video, we're packing in everything you need to know: real market insights, historical context, and expert tips to spot this coin in your change jar. So let's get started and uncover the treasure hiding in plain sight. The Jefferson Nickel series, introduced in 1938, marked a significant moment in American coinage, replacing the iconic Buffalo nickel with a fresh design that honored the third U.S. president, Thomas Jefferson, a visionary whose ideals shaped the nation. Designed by Felix Schlag, this series debuted during a time of economic recovery following the Great Depression, reflecting a nation ready to embrace progress while honoring its founding principles. The year 2001, when our featured coin was struck, was a pivotal moment in American history, marked by the tragic events of September 11th, which shifted national priorities and left a lasting impact on the cultural and economic landscape. The Philadelphia Mint, identifiable by its P Mint mark, was the primary facility producing these nickels, churning out millions to meet the demands of a bustling economy, driven by technological advancements and global trade. With no major design changes in 2001, the Jefferson Nickel maintained its classic look, a testament to its enduring appeal since Schlag's original vision was selected. Through a national competition, economically, the early 2000s saw steady growth, with the U.S. navigating the dot-com recovery and preparing for unforeseen challenges, making coins from this period a snapshot of resilience. The 2001 Jefferson Nickel's design is a masterclass in numismatic artistry, with the obverse showcasing Jefferson's portrait facing left, a depiction that captures his intellectual gravitas. Schlag's design emphasizes clean lines and sharp details, from Jefferson's cute hairstyle to the inscription "In God We Trust" curving along the left rim, a nod to national unity. The reverse features Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, rendered with architectural precision, its dome and columns symbolizing his contributions to American culture and governance. E pluribus unum arches above, while United States of America and 5 cents frame the design, grounding it in its monetary purpose. The P Mint mark, located just below Monticello on the reverse, signifies its Philadelphia origin, a detail collectors scrutinize for authenticity and value. Composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, this coin weighs 5.00 grams and measures 21.1 millimeters in diameter, standard for the series since its inception, except for the wartime silver nickels of 1942 to 1945. The minting process in 2001 utilized modern presses, ensuring consistent strikes, though variations in die quality could result in sharp or slightly worn details, especially around Jefferson's hair and Monticello's steps. Grading is critical for collectors, with the Sheldon scale 1 to 70 determining value. Coins in very good VG8 show significant wear, while fine F12 retains moderate detail. Extremely fine EF40 preserves sharp features, and uncirculated MS60 to MS70 coins boast pristine surfaces. Mint state coins, particularly MS65 and above, command premium prices in today's auction market due to their luster and clarity. Color variations range from bright, silvery hues in freshly minted coins to subtle toning golden or reddish patinas that can enhance value for collectors seeking unique aesthetics. Rarity for the 2001 Jefferson Nickel is nuanced, with a mintage of over 675 million. It's not scarce in circulated grades, but high-grade examples MS67 and above are exceptionally rare due to handling and wear. Survival rates for gem quality coins are low, as most entered circulation, making pristine examples a collector's holy grail. Collectors chase these coins for their role in completing daytime mint mark sets, with the 2001p often overlooked yet essential for full collections. Market demand has surged in recent years, driven by renewed interest in Jefferson Nickels as affordable, yet historically significant collectibles compared to other years. Like the low mintage 1950D, the 2001p is more common, but its high-grade scarcity keeps auction prices competitive, with MS67 coins fetching $50, $100, and full steps FS designations, where Monticello steps are fully struck, pushing values to $200 or more. Professional grading by PCGS or NGC is crucial, as these services authenticate and encapsulate coins, ensuring trust and maximizing resale value. In today's active coin market, collectors are willing to pay premium prices for certified high-grade examples, especially those with full steps, a feature that signifies exceptional strike quality. To identify a 2001p Jefferson Nickel, check for the P mint mark below Monticello and ensure the date 2001 is clear on the obverse. Look for sharp details in Jefferson's hair and the building steps, as wear in these areas lowers grade and value. Authenticity is rarely an issue with modern nickels, but counterfeits exist. So verify weight 5.00 grams and composition using a magnet. Nickel copper alloys are non-magnetic. Store coins in acid-free holders or albums to prevent scratches and tarnish, and avoid cleaning, as it destroys natural toning and reduces value. Professional grading enhances marketability, with PCGS and NGC offering detailed reports on condition and strike quality. Buy from reputable dealers, online platforms like eBay with caution, or auctions like Heritage, and consider selling through these channels for maximum reach. Building a complete Jefferson Nickel set, including the 2001p, is a rewarding challenge, with high-grade examples adding significant value. Check your change. Dig through your drawers, you never know what's hiding there. And this coin could be your ticket to a collector's jackpot. Stay tuned, because this is one coin that collectors are chasing with serious passion and big money. And in today's auction market, a gem quality to 001p could turn ordinary pocket change into hundreds of dollars. These coins are not just historical artifacts, they are valuable assets. And if you're a collector or investor, now is the perfect time to hunt for them. Consider yourself lucky if you're holding a coin that's making headlines in the numismatic world, as the 2001p Jefferson Nickel proves that even modern coins can carry surprising value. Let's just say its worth is way more than 5 cents, and with the right grade, you could be sitting on a coin worth hundreds of dollars or even more. In conclusion, the 2001p Jefferson Nickel is a fascinating piece of American history, blending artistry, scarcity, and investment potential. Its high-grade examples are prized by collectors, and with demand soaring, there's never been a better time to check your collections. So, dive into your change jars, explore your coin rolls, and uncover the treasure that might be waiting. Happy hunting! And may you find the gem-quality nickel that turns your pocket change into a numismatic triumph. Next, 1999p Jefferson Nickel. Have you ever wondered if that shiny nickel in your pocket could be a hidden gem worth a small fortune? Welcome back, fellow collectors, to another exciting dive into the numismatic world where everyday coins turn into treasures. Today we're exploring one of the intriguing entries in the long-standing Jefferson Nickel series that has captivated American coin enthusiasts for decades with its blend of history and potential profit. This particular 1999p Jefferson Nickel might just transform your loose change into hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its condition and features, making it a must-know for anyone serious about building wealth through collecting. In this packed episode, we'll uncover authentic auction data, expert grading insights, and the hottest trends driving collector interest right now. Let's uncover the treasure in your change jar and see why this coin is sparking bids across the market. The Jefferson Nickel series first made its debut back in 1938, marking a significant shift in American coinage as it replaced the beloved Buffalo nickel that had been in circulation since 1913, a change driven by the U.S. Mint's desire to honor the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, whose legacy as a founding father, author of the Declaration of Independence, an advocate for democracy, resonated deeply during the pre-World War II era when the nation was recovering from the Great Depression and seeking symbols of enduring leadership and stability. Designed by Felix Schlag, a German-born sculptor who won a national competition with his elegant portrayal of Jefferson, the series was introduced amid economic recovery efforts under President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal, where coins like this served not only as currency but as morale boosters reflecting American resilience and historical pride, with the initial minting occurring at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, a tradition that continued until 1942 when wartime demands altered compositions temporarily to conserve nickel for military use. By the time 1999 rolled around, the Jefferson Nickel had evolved through various phases, including the wartime silver alloy versions from 1942 to 1945. That featured a large mint mark above Monticello to denote the change. But in 1999, the series returned to its classic form with the Philadelphia Mint producing over 1.2 billion pieces, reflecting a booming late 20th century economy under President Bill Clinton, where low unemployment and technological advancements like the internet boom fueled consumer spending and mint production to meet circulating needs. The Philadelphia Mint, established in 1792 as the nation's first mint facility, played a pivotal role in 1999 by stamping the P Mint mark on the obverse, just to the right of the date, a practice started in 1980 to distinguish it from Denver's D and San Francisco's S marks, which helped collectors track origins and added layers of intrigue to set building. Economically, 1999 was a year of prosperity with the dot-com bubble inflating stock markets and GDP growth at around 4.7%. Allowing the mint to produce high volumes without the shortages seen in earlier decades. Yet this abundance paradoxically created opportunities for high-grade survivors to become valuable, as most circulated heavily in everyday transactions like buying sodas or paying tolls. The design evolution of the Jefferson Nickel is a story of subtle refinements, starting with Schlag's original obverse showing Jefferson in profile facing left, inspired by a bust by Jean-Antoine Howden, and the reverse depicting Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia plantation home, symbolizing his architectural genius and love for agrarian life. But over the years, changes included sharper details in the 1966 modifications to improve strike quality, and the 2004-2005 Westward Journey commemoratives that temporarily altered the reverse to celebrate the Lewis and Clark expedition, though by 1999 it had settled into the classic Monticello design that collectors cherish for its timeless appeal. Artistically, the coin's elements carry profound symbolism, with Jefferson's gaze forward representing progress and enlightenment, values he championed through his promotion of education and science, while Monticello on the back embodies his belief in self-sufficiency and the American dream of land ownership, all rendered in a neoclassical style that echoes the founding era's admiration for ancient Roman and Greek aesthetics. As we delve deeper into this historical tapestry, it's clear that the 1999 P. Jefferson Nickel isn't just a product of its time, but a bridge connecting Jefferson's 18th century ideals to the turn of the millennium optimism, where economic expansion allowed for massive mintages but also set the stage for discerning collectors to seek out pristine examples that command premium prices in today's active coin market. Stay tuned, because this is one coin that collectors are chasing with serious passion and big money, especially when you consider how the series' longevity has made it a staple in American numismatics, evolving from the initial 1938 issues that faced criticism for weak strikes to the more robust productions in the 1990s that benefited from advanced minting technology. Let's just say it's way more than 5 cents when graded high, with some specimens fetching hundreds at auctions due to their connection to a pivotal year, marking the end of the 20th century and the anticipation of Y2K, a time when people hoarded cash, inadvertently preserving more uncirculated coins. You could be sitting on a coin worth hundreds of dollars or even more. If it exhibits full steps on Monticello, a detail that ties back to the design's artistic intent to showcase architectural precision. These coins are not just historical artifacts. They are valuable assets that reflect broader economic shifts, like the transition from industrial to digital economies in the late 1990s, where the mint's output mirrored national confidence. In today's auction market, where demand for modern classics surges, the 1999 piece stands out for its role in completing date sets from the Schlag era. Before the design tweaks, collectors are willing to pay premium prices for gems that capture this historical essence, making now the perfect time if you're a collector or investor to hunt for one. Check your change. Dig through your drawers, you never know what's hiding there. Perhaps a piece from Philadelphia's storied mint that embodies Jefferson's enduring legacy. Consider yourself lucky if you're holding a coin that's making headlines in numismatic circles for its blend of accessibility and hidden value potential. Moving seamlessly into the unique features and design analysis, the 1999 P. Jefferson Nickel boasts an obverse that features a left-facing bust of Thomas Jefferson, rendered with fine hair details and a determined expression that symbolizes his visionary leadership, inscribed with "In God We Trust" arching to the left, liberty, and the date 1999 to the right, separated by a star for artistic balance, while the mint mark piece is discreetly below the date, signifying its Philadelphia origin and adding a layer of collectible specificity that drives market interest. The reverse showcases Monticello in intricate detail, with the building's dome, columns, and steps symbolizing Jefferson's architectural prowess and his philosophy of harmony between man and nature, surrounded by E pluribus unum above, Monticello, below, 5 cents in the lower arc, and United States of America encircling the top. All elements that carry symbolic weight representing unity, value, and national identity in a design that's remained largely unchanged since 1938 to honor tradition. Artistically, the coin's symbolism runs deep, with Jefferson's profile evoking the Enlightenment ideals he espoused, and Monticello standing as a testament to self-reliance and innovation. Elements that resonate with collectors who see these as microcosms of American history worth preserving and investing in. The mint mark's location on the obverse, introduced in 1980 for Philadelphia coins, highlights the mint's adaptation to increased production demands, making the P a key identifier for authenticity. At origin, often scrutinized under magnification to confirm it's not a counterfeit edition. Composition-wise, the 1999 P is struck from 75% copper and 25% nickel, a standard alloy since 1946 that provides durability and a distinctive reddish gold hue when fresh. Weighing precisely 5.00 grams and measuring 21.21 millimeters in diameter. Specifications that ensure it fits seamlessly into vending machines and pockets while maintaining numismatic appeal for its balanced metallurgy that resists wear better than pure nickel would. Strike quality for 1999P nickels varies, with many exhibiting sharp details thanks to improved die preparation at the Philadelphia Mint. But the holy grail for collectors is the full steps designation, where all 6 steps of Monticello are fully separated and visible, a rarity occurring in only a small percentage of strikes due to die pressure inconsistencies, leading to high demand and values soaring into the thousands. For MS68FS examples as seen in recent auctions, condition grading follows the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70, where very good VG8 shows heavy wear with major details outlined but flat. Fine F12 reveals more hairlines and building features, but still circulated, extremely fine EF40 displays. Light wear on high points like Jefferson's cheek and Monticello's roof. Uncirculated AU50 to AU58 has no wear, but may show contact marks. And mid-state MS60 to MS70 ranges from basal uncirculated, with bag marks to perfect gems with lustrous surfaces, each level impacting value exponentially in today's market wear. A MS65 might fetch $5 while a MS68 pushes $500 or more. Color variations add another layer of fascination, with freshly minted pieces boasting a brilliant satin finish that tones over time to warm golden hues or even rainbow patinas from environmental exposure, though collectors prize original luster without spotting, as artificial toning can detract from authenticity and value. Patina development, often a soft brown or green from oxidation, can enhance appeal if natural, but harsh cleaning strips this away, lowering grades and market prices. So understanding these nuances is key for investors eyeing long-term appreciation. Toning patterns, like peripheral blues and purples on high-grade examples, stem from storage in albums or rolls, creating visual allure that commands premiums at shows, where a beautifully toned MS67 might double the price of a blast white counterpart. In terms of strike indicators, look for bold lettering and full definition in Jefferson's color and Monticello's windows, as weak strikes from worn dies reduce desirability, while strong ones elevate the coin to gem status in collector circles. Buzzing with demand for such perfection, surface preservation factors into this too, with minimal abrasions preserving the cartwheel luster that dances under light, a sign of careful handling post-minting that separates common change from auction. Stars worth hundreds. Dye varieties for 1999p are subtle but exist, like minor double dyes on the date or mint mark, which error specialists hunt for their added rarity and story, potentially multiplying value tenfold if certified by PCGS or NGC. All these elements flow together to make the 1999p a coin of intricate beauty and investment potential, where the artistic symbolism meets technical precision in a way that keeps collectors engaged and markets active. Transitioning to the rarity and collector demand analysis, despite its massive mintage of 1 million to 112,000 pieces, the 1999p Jefferson Nickel's true scarcity lies in high-grade survivors, as most entered circulation and suffered wear from daily use in an era of booming commerce, leaving only a fraction in mint state condition, with PCGS population reports showing fewer than 100 in MS68FS, driving auction prices to records like $4,465 for a top pop example in 2018, a trend that's continued upward with inflation and growing numismatic interest. Production details reveal that the Philadelphia Mint operated at full capacity in 1999, using multiple dyes that sometimes fatigued, resulting in fewer full-step strikes, a factor that amplifies rarity since full steps require perfect alignment and pressure, occurring in perhaps 1 in 1,000 coins, making them hot commodities in a market where collectors compete fiercely for set completion. Survival rates are estimated at less than 1% in gem uncirculated, due to holding during Y2K fears ironically preserving some rolls. But overall, attrition from melting and loss has tightened supply, especially for era varieties like off-center strikes or die cracks that add unique appeal and fetch $50 to $500 depending on severity. Collectors actively seek these because they represent the cusp of the classic schlag design. Before the 2004 changes, offering affordable entry into Jefferson sets while promising appreciation as more enter the hobby through online platforms, with demand trends showing a 20% increase in sales over the last 5 years. Per Heritage Auctions data, fueled by social media showcases and economic uncertainty pushing investors toward tangible assets. Compared to other years, The 1999P outshines the 1998P's weaker strikes but lags behind low-mintage keys like 1950D. Yet its modern accessibility makes it a gateway coin for new collectors, who then upgrade to pricier dates, creating sustained competition at coin shows where bids for MS67FS pieces routinely hit $200 and set completion. The 1999P is essential for Daytron albums from 1938 onward or Philadelphia-only collections. Where missing it leaves a gap in the narrative of late 20th century minting. And with the series' popularity, entire sets can appreciate 10 to 15% annually, making individual pieces like this investment worthy. Professional grading by PCGS or NGC is crucial, as slabs protect against fakes and provide population data that informs rarity, with graded examples commanding 2 to 5 times raw coin prices. In today's informed market, where uncertified risks deter buyers, market demand is particularly strong among millennial collectors drawn to 1990s nostalgia, pushing trends toward high-grade moderns that blend history with potential returns. As seen in eBay sales averaging $10 for MS65 but spiking to $1,000 for rarities. Collector competition intensifies at major auctions like Stack's Bowers, where Provenance 1999P gems draw multiple bidders, reflecting why this coin isn't just collected, but invested in for its stable value growth amid volatile stocks. If you're a collector or investor, now is the perfect time to acquire one, as supply dwindles while demand climbs. Positioning the 1999P as a smart hold for portfolios seeking diversification. Flowing into identification and collecting tips. Spotting a genuine 1999P Jefferson Nickel starts with examining the mint marker crisp P below the date on the obverse. Not added post-mint, as fakes often show under magnification, paired with the coin's weight of exactly 5 grams and diameter of 21.1 millimeters to rule out counterfeits. Made from inferior metals. Look for condition indicators like sharp steps on Monticello for full steps potential, and check for luster breaks or scratches that denote circulation. Using a 10x loupe to inspect hair details on Jefferson and window panes on the reverse, ensuring no cleaning marks that dull the surface and devalue it. Authenticity verification involves comparing to certified examples on PCGS or NGC websites, noting the alloy's magnetic non-response since it's copper nickel, and watching for edge reading that's uniform without seams from cast fakes. Storage recommendations include acid-free flips or slabs to prevent toning damage from humidity, kept in cool, dry environments away from PVC holders that cause green slime. Preserving the original luster that boosts resale value. Professional grading offers benefits like third-party verification and encapsulation that enhances liquidity, with a process involving submission through dealers. Fees around $20 to $50 and turnaround times of weeks, resulting in labels detailing grade and attributes like FS for added market appeal. Anti-counterfeiting methods extend to spectral analysis for composition, as suspected, but for most, visual checks suffice, especially avoiding deals too good to be true on unregulated sites. Buying options span reputable dealers like Apmex or local shops for raw coins. Auctions at Heritage for graded rarities where competition ensures fair prices. And online marketplaces like eBay with buyer protection for budget finds while selling. Involves consignment to auctions for maximum exposure, or direct to collectors via forums to avoid fees. Building complete sets starts with affordable dates like 1999P as anchors, expanding to keys with budgets allowing, focusing on consistent grades for aesthetic harmony and potential registry points on PCGS sets that reward top collections with prestige and value uplift. Always document provenance for high-end pieces to trace history, enhancing trust and premiums when flipping. In today's active coin market, these tips empower you to turn hunting into profitable ventures, whether starting small or aiming for masterpieces. In summary, the 1999P Jefferson Nickel encapsulates a rich slice of American history with its classic design and modern minting story, holding collectible allure and investment promise that could yield significant returns for those who spot the gems. Its value shines in high grades and rarities, making it a worthy addition to any portfolio. So encourage yourself to rifle through your collections today. Ignite that excitement for discovery, and who knows, you might unearth a treasure that's been waiting just for you on this optimistic numismatic journey. Next, 1984 P. Jefferson Nickel. Have you ever picked up a simple nickel from your change and thought it might hold secrets worth a fortune? Welcome back, coin enthusiasts, to another thrilling episode where we uncover hidden treasures in everyday coins. Today we're plunging into the captivating realm of the Jefferson Nickel series, spotlighting the 1984 P edition that's got collectors buzzing with excitement. This little 5-cent piece could transform your loose change into serious cash, potentially fetching hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction depending on its condition and any rare features it might possess. This video is loaded with expert analysis on historical context, design intricacies, market trends, and practical tips to help you spot a winner. Let's jump right in and discover why this coin is a must-have for any serious numismatist. The Jefferson Nickel series first made its debut in 1938, replacing the long-running Buffalo nickel that had captured the imagination of collectors for decades with its iconic Native American and bison imagery. But the time had come for a change. To honor one of America's founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, whose contributions to democracy, architecture, and philosophy continue to resonate through history. Designed by Felix Schlag, a German-born sculptor who won a national competition with his elegant portrayal of Jefferson and his beloved home Monticello, the series was introduced amid the lingering effects of the Great Depression and the build-up to World War II, a period when the U.S. Mint was focused on producing affordable coinage that reflected national pride and stability. Schlag's design was selected from over 390 entries in a contest sponsored by the Fine Arts Commission, and it featured a left-facing profile of Jefferson on the obverse, inspired by a bust created by French artist Jean-Antoine Houdin in 1789, while the reverse showcased Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate that he designed himself, symbolizing his architectural genius and love for classical forms. The year 1984, when this particular P-mint nickel was struck, was a time of economic recovery under President Ronald Reagan's administration, with the U.S. emerging from the recession of the early 1980s, marked by high inflation rates dropping, unemployment easing, and a booming stock market that encouraged investment in tangible assets like coins, which saw increased collector interest as people sought ways to preserve wealth amid fluctuating paper currencies. The Philadelphia Mint, the oldest operating mint in the United States, founded in 1792, produced this coin without a mint mark until 1980, when the P mark was added to distinguish it from Denver minted pieces, a change implemented to help collectors and dealers better identify origins, especially as production volumes soared. The P mint mark is located on the reverse just to the right of Monticello, a subtle but crucial detail for authentication in the broader economic context. 1984 was a year of optimism, with the Los Angeles Olympics boosting national spirit, the launch of the Apple Macintosh revolutionizing personal computing, and a growing middle class that fueled hobbies like coin collecting, making the Jefferson Nickel a staple in pockets across America. As inflation stabilized around 4% and consumer spending rose, leading to massive mintages that ensured these coins circulated widely but also set the stage for rarity and pristine conditions. The design evolution of the Jefferson Nickel has been relatively stable since its inception, but subtle changes over the years reflect advancements in minting technology and artistic refinements. For instance, during World War II from 1942 to 1945, the composition shifted to a silver-manganese alloy to conserve nickel for the war effort. But by 1984, It had long returned to the standard copper-nickel blend with Schlag's original artwork, enduring despite proposals for updates, including a brief consideration in the 1960s to change the reverse, but ultimately retaining Monticello's timeless appeal. Artistically, the obverse captures Jefferson's dignified gaze, his hair tied back in a queue, evoking the Enlightenment era's ideals of reason and liberty, while inscriptions like "In God We Trust" along the left rim nod to America's religious heritage, liberty with a star separator on the right emphasizing freedom, and the date below tying it to specific historical moments. On the reverse, Monticello's facade with its columns and dome represents Jefferson's passion for neoclassical architecture influenced by Palladio, symbolizing stability and innovation, with the pluribus unum arched above signifying unity from diversity. Monticello below the building identifying the estate, 5 cents in bold letters declaring the denomination, and United States of America encircling the design to affirm national identity. This 19A for P coin was minted during a period when the U.S. economy was transitioning to more automated production, reducing errors but also creating opportunities for unique varieties that collectors prize today. Diving deeper into the historical backdrop, the Jefferson Nickel series was born out of a desire to commemorate Jefferson on the 200th anniversary of his birth in 1943. But it launched earlier in 1938 after Treasury Secretary Henry Morgenthau Jr. approved Schlag's design, which beat out competitors by balancing simplicity with symbolism. And the initial minting faced challenges like dye wear that led to variations in strike quality. Over the years, by 1984, the Philadelphia Mint had ramped up production to meet demand from vending machines, cash registers, and everyday transactions, reflecting a society increasingly reliant on coin-operated devices amid the rise of fast food chains and arcades. While globally, the Cold War tensions with the Soviet Union underscored America's commitment to democratic values, embodied by Jefferson. The Mint facility in Philadelphia, located at 151 North Independence Mall East since 1969, employed state-of-the-art presses capable of striking millions of coins daily, with quality control measures that included annealing blanks to soften the metal for better impression. But occasional oversights allow for intriguing anomalies that boost value in today's market. Economically, the 1980s saw a shift toward deregulation and free market policies, which indirectly boosted numismatics as investors diversified portfolios. And coins like the 1984 P became entry points for new collectors drawn by affordable yet potentially appreciating assets. Schlag's artistic elements, such as the detailed rendering of Jefferson's coat lapels and the intricate steps on Monticello, require precise die engraving and over time, whereon dies led to full steps designations that command premiums, connecting the coin's aesthetics to broader themes in American art history where realism meets symbolism. Expanding on this, the series' longevity speaks to its cultural endurance, surviving design contests in 2003 that introduced new reverses like the Westward Journey series, from 2004-2005 commemorating Lewis and Clark, but reverting to Monticello, in 2006 with a forward-facing Jefferson. Yet the classic 1938-2003 design, including 1984, remains beloved for its historical purity. In 1984 specifically, the Mint produced coins amid a backdrop of technological advancements like the Space Shuttle program and MTV's cultural influence, making these nickels time capsules of an era when America asserted its superpower status. And collectors today value them not just for metal content, but for evoking memories of that optimistic time. The Philadelphia Mint's role as the primary producer, without a mint mark until 1980, mint earlier issues blended seamlessly. But the addition of P helped track distribution, especially as Denver and San Francisco mints contributed, though San Francisco focused on proofs. Historical significance ties to Jefferson's legacy as the author of the Declaration of Independence, his presidency during the Louisiana Purchase, and his advocacy for education, all embodied in the coin's design that encourages reflection on American ideals economically. With GDP growth at 7.2% in 1984, the highest since 1951. Disposable income rose, fueling hobbies, and coin shows proliferated, increasing demand for series like Jefferson Nickels. Design evolution included subtle font changes and hubbing improvements to enhance durability, ensuring the artistic elements Jefferson's thoughtful expression symbolizing intellect. Monticello's symmetry representing balance remained sharp even in high production runs. To truly appreciate the 198 for P, consider how it fits into the post-war economic boom that stabilized currency, with nickel's strategic importance in alloys leading to wartime changes. The post-war return to normalcy, mirroring society's recovery. Schlag, who received $1,000 for his design, drew from historical portraits to capture Jefferson's essence, blending art with history in a way that makes each coin a miniature masterpiece, moving seamlessly into the unique features and design analysis. The obverse of the 1984 P. Jefferson Nickel showcases Thomas Jefferson's profile facing left, a direction chosen to align with tradition since most U.S. coins feature left-facing portraits for variety, with intricate details in his hair curls, eye, and collar that require a strong strike to fully realize, symbolizing his visionary leadership and the nation's forward progress. The motto "In God We Trust" arcs along the left side, a phrase added to U.S. coins during the Civil War to affirm faith amid turmoil, while liberty on the right with the date 1984 below ties the coin to its production year, and a small star separates liberty from the date, a design element carried over from Schlag's original submission to a balance symbolically. Jefferson's gaze toward the future represents optimism, a fitting tribute to a man who championed innovation through inventions, like the polygraph and his university founding. On the reverse, Monticello's front view with its portico, columns, and dome is rendered with remarkable detail, the building steps being a key feature for collectors as full, unbroken lines indicate superior strike quality, symbolizing the steps of progress in American history and Jefferson's architectural prowess inspired by Roman and Greek classics. E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many, one, arches above, emphasizing unity, while Monticello is inscribed below the structure, identifying the estate that Jefferson called his essay in architecture, and 5 cents boldly states the value, with United States of America encircling the rim to unify the design. The mint mark P is positioned to the right of Monticello, just above the ground line, signifying Philadelphia production, a mark introduced in 1980 for nickels to aid identification amid rising collector interest, and its presence or absence can dramatically affect value in series completion. Composition-wise, the 198 for P is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a clad alloy adopted post-1866 for durability and cost-effectiveness, weighing exactly 5 grams with a diameter of 21 millimeters and a plain edge, designed to stack easily in rolls and resist wear in circulation. The minting process involves blanking metal strips, upsetting rims for strength, and striking under high pressure, typically 35 tons for nickels to impress designs, with quality varying based on die condition, leading to sharp strikes in early productions versus weaker ones later, and collectors prize coins with full steps on Monticello, where all 6 steps are distinct without blending, a rarity due to die polishing that often effaces details. Condition grading follows the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70, where basal state 1 is barely identifiable. Good G to 4 shows major details worn but visible. Very good VG8 has more definition in Jefferson's hair, and Monticello's columns, fine F12, reveals separated hair strands and partial steps. Very fine VF20 displays clear features with light wear. Extremely fine EF-40 has minimal wear on high points like Jefferson's cheek and Monticello's roof. About uncirculated AU50 shows trace friction. Uncirculated MS60 has no wear, but may have bag marks, and higher mint state grades like MS65 feature luster and minimal imperfections, with MS70 being perfect, though rare for 1984P due to mass production. Full steps FS designation, applied by services like PCGS and NGC, requires at least 5 or 6 uninterrupted steps on Monticello, boosting value exponentially as it indicates exceptional strike. And for 198 for P, FS examples in MS67 can fetch over $3,000 at auction. Color variations include brilliant white from fresh minting, toning to golden or rainbow hues from environmental exposure, with attractive toning adding appeal for collectors who view it as natural patina enhancing beauty, while ugly toning like dark spots from improper storage detracts. Patina develops over time through oxidation, with copper content causing reddish tones and nickel contributing silvery sheen. And properly stored coins in albums or holders maintain original luster, a cartwheel effect under light that signifies uncirculated status. Strike quality indicators include sharp lettering, defined facial features on Jefferson, and crisp columns on Monticello, with weak strikes showing mushy details from worn dies or insufficient pressure. Common in high mintage years like 1984, when over 746 million were produced, making perfect strikes scarce. Surface preservation factors encompass scratches, hits, or corrosion. Ideal coins have smooth fields without distractions, and third-party grading encapsulates them in slabs for protection and verification. In today's active coin market, these features drive demand, with full steps 1984P nickel selling for premium prices, like a MS67FS example auction for $4,000 to $100 recently, proving you could be sitting on a coin worth hundreds of dollars or even more. Let's just say it's way more than 5 cents. And collectors are willing to pay big money for those with exceptional eye appeal. Transitioning to the rarity and collector demand analysis. The original mintage for the 1984P Jefferson Nickel stands at an impressive 746,769,000 pieces, struck at the Philadelphia Mint in massive quantities to meet the demands of commerce in a thriving economy. But this high production doesn't tell the whole story, as survival rates in high grades are remarkably low due to extensive circulation, environmental damage, and melting for metal value during price spikes. Scarcity factors include the challenge of finding coins with full steps, as die wear and polishing remove step details in most strikes, resulting in perhaps only a small percentage, estimated at less than 1% qualifying for FS designation, making them true condition rarities that ignite fierce bidding wars at auctions. Collectors actively seek these coins because they represent a key date in completing the Jefferson series from 1938 onward, with the 1984P filling a spot in albums and registries where high-grade examples elevate set rankings on platforms like PCGS Set Registry. And the thrill of the hunt for pristine pieces appeals to the treasure seeker and every numismatist. Market demand trends show increasing interest in modern coins as baby boomers retire and millennials enter collecting, driven by online marketplaces like eBay and heritage auctions where 1984 PMS 67FS coins have realized prices up to $5,000, a trend upward from $2,000 a decade ago due to inflation and growing awareness via YouTube channels and forums. Compared to other years, the 198 for P is more common than low mintage issues like the 1950D, but rarer in top condition than post-2000 nickels with lower production and versus Denver mint marks. The P is abundant but often overlooked until graded. Where it shines, set completion is crucial for collectors aiming for full daytime mint runs, with the 198 for P being essential for 1980 subsets, and missing a high-grade one can halt progress, fueling competition. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC are vital, as they provide impartial assessment. Population reports showing only a few dozen MS67FS known, and slabs that protect against fakes, with graded coins commanding 10 to 20 times ungraded values in today's auction market. Stay tuned, because this is one coin that collectors are chasing with serious passion and big money, especially as investment portfolios diversify into tangibles amid economic uncertainty. These coins are not just historical artifacts, they are valuable assets that appreciate over time, with recent sales data indicating a 15% annual return for top examples. In today's active coin market, demand surges during conventions, like the Anna World's Fair of Money, where dealers report brisk sales of 1984p gems. Collectors are willing to pay premium prices for those with CAC stickers denoting superior quality within grade, adding another layer of desirability if you're a collector or investor. Now is the perfect time to acquire one before prices climb further, with rising precious metal costs influencing base values. Comparison to mint marks like the 198 for D, with similar mintage but different strike characteristics, shows the P often has better luster due to Philadelphia's equipment. Yet both compete in registries. Survival rates estimate fewer than 10,000. And MS65 or better, a tiny fraction of original output owing to 40 years of handling. Why do collectors want them? Beyond completion, it's the connection to 1980s nostalgia. The challenge of finding FS and potential for profit. Imagine buying for $10 and selling for $1. 0. Market trends track with broader numismatics, where modern errors and varieties gain traction, and the 1984p benefits from occasional discoveries of double dies or off-centers that skyrocket values to $800 or more. Professional grading importance can't be overstated. Without it, sellers risk undervaluation, and buyers seek assurance against counterfeits, which, though rare for nickels, exist in high-value errors. Auction records from Stack's Bowers and great collections highlight peaks like a 1984p broad-stroke error, and MS65 fetching $1,200, underscoring collector competition. Building on that, the identification and collecting tips start with spotting the 1984p by checking the date on the obverse and the P mint mark on the reverse next to Monticello if no mark. It's earlier Philadelphia, but for 1984, P confirms. Origin, look for condition indicators like luster on fields, sharp details in Jefferson's hair and eye, and full steps on the reverse. Using a 10x loupe to inspect for wear, scratches, or toning. Authenticity checks include weight at 5 grams, diameter 21.1 millimeters, and magnetic tests since nickel content makes it slightly magnetic, while counterfeits often fail composition. Storage recommendations involve acid-free flips, albums, or slabs, away from humidity, heat, and PVC holders that cause damage, preferring inert materials to preserve patina and prevent spotting. Professional grading benefits include expert evaluation, encapsulation for protection, and market acceptance that boosts resale value, with the process involving submission to PCGS or NGC. Fees are around $20 to $50 per coin, and wait times of weeks, resulting in a label with grade, variety, and population data. Authentication methods encompass visual inspection for die characteristics unique to 1984, like specific letter positioning, and advanced tools like spectrometry for composition, while avoiding clean coins that lose natural toning and value. Where to buy and sell: reputable dealers at coin shops, online via AppMex or JM Bullion, auction through Heritage or eBay with buyer protection, and shows for hands-on deals. Always check references and return policies. Building complete sets begins with affordable circulated examples, upgrading to uncirculated, focusing on key dates, and using resources like the Red Book for values. Joining clubs like the ANA for networking. Check your change, dig through your drawers, you never know what's hiding there. Perhaps a 198 for P with a valuable error like double strike worth hundreds. Consider yourself lucky if you're holding a coin that's making headlines in collector circles. for its potential for errors. Examine for off-centers where design is shifted, broad strikes with expanded diameter, or clip planchettes missing metal, each adding rarity. Preservation tips extend to handling by edges, avoiding breath moisture, and storing in climate-controlled environments to maintain grade. Grading process details. Coins are examined under magnification for strike, luster, marks, and eye appeal. Assign numeric score, with FS added if steps qualify. Anti-counterfeiting includes knowing common fakes, like altered dates, and relying on grading services expertise. Selling strategies. Time markets during bull runs. Use high-quality photos, online, and consigned auctions for exposure. Collection building can theme around decades, mints, or varieties, with the 1984P anchoring 1980s groups. In conclusion, the 1984P Jefferson Nickel stands as a testament to American ingenuity and history, with its potential values in high grades, and errors turning it into a savvy investment that could yield thousands. Its collectible allure lies in the blend of accessibility and rarity, urging you to scour your collections for that hidden gem. You might just uncover a treasure that's been waiting all along, sparking excitement in your numismatic journey. Next 2007 P. Jefferson Nickel. Hey there, treasure hunters. Have you ever wondered if that nickel rattling in your pocket could be your ticket to a small fortune? Welcome back, fellow collectors, to another exciting episode where we uncover hidden gems in everyday change. Today we're plunging into the fascinating realm of modern American numismatics with the 2007 P. Jefferson Nickel, a coin that might look ordinary but holds secrets that could make it worth far more than its 5-cent face value, potentially fetching hundreds in top condition or even thousands. If you spot rare errors that auction houses love, imagine transforming loose change into a collector's payday that rivals serious investments. This episode is loaded with insider market data, grading tips, and the hottest trends driving prices skyward. Let's dive right in and explore this modern marvel. The Jefferson Nickel series first graced American pockets in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel as the United States Mint sought to honor the third president, Thomas Jefferson, whose legacy as a founding father, author of the Declaration of Independence, and champion of democracy made him a fitting choice for the nation's 5-cent piece during a time when the country was emerging from the Great Depression and gearing up for World War II, with the coin's introduction marking a shift towards celebrating historical figures rather than symbolic designs. And it was Felix Schlag who won the design competition out of over 390 entries, crafting an obverse portrait of Jefferson based on a bust by Jean-Antoine Houghton and a reverse depicting Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, symbolizing his architectural prowess and love for agrarian life. But by 2007, the series had evolved significantly, with the 2004-2005 Westward Journey commemoratives introducing new reverses to honor the Lewis and Clark expedition, before reverting in 2006 to a refreshed design under Public Law 109 to 145, the American 5-cent Coin Design Continuity Act, which mandated a forward-facing Jefferson to modernize the coin while preserving its heritage. And in that specific year of 2007, the coin was minted amid a post-9/11 economic recovery where the U.S. was dealing with housing bubbles and rising commodity prices, including nickel, which affected production costs, leading the mint to explore alternative compositions, though not implemented until later. And the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest in the nation, founded in 1792, produced this 2007 P version with the P mint mark making its appearance on nickels since 1980 except for wartime issues, signifying its origin from the main facility in Pennsylvania that has churned out billions of coins over centuries, contributing to the economic fabric by facilitating commerce during a period when digital payments were rising but physical change still dominated daily transactions. And historically, this coin ties into broader American narratives like Jefferson's Louisiana Purchase, which doubled the nation's size, or his advocacy for education and science, all embodied in the design that has endured through wars, recessions, and technological advances, making each piece a tiny time capsule of 2007's era when iPhones debuted and the world shifted toward smartphones, influencing how collectors now hunt and appraise coins via apps and online auctions. And the mint's operations that year were robust, with director Edmund C. Moy overseeing production amid calls for design changes to keep currency fresh, reflecting a nation proud of its past yet looking forward. And economically, 2007 saw GDP growth but looming financial crisis signs, with coin production serving as a stable government function, even as metal prices fluctuated, nickel hitting highs that made the coin's intrinsic value nearly match its face, sparking debates on seigniorage and potential composition shifts to cheaper alloys. Though the 75% copper and 25% nickel blend remain, a formula dating back to 1866 for nickels, ensuring durability and anti-counterfeiting properties. And artistically, the 2007 update brought a sharper, more detailed Jefferson portrait by Jamie Franke, who refined Schlag's work to show Jefferson gazing ahead, symbolizing progress and vision, while the reverse stayed true to Monticello's elegant facade, complete with dome and columns representing neoclassical ideals Jefferson admired from his European travels, and this evolution from the profile view used for 68 years to the forward-facing one marked a bold step in numismatic design, approved by Treasury Secretary John Snow, aiming to appeal to new generations of collectors while honoring tradition. And in context, 2007's minting occurred alongside other series, like the presidential dollar program starting that year, drawing attention to historical figures and boosting interest in U.S. coinage overall, with the Philadelphia facility employing advanced striking techniques to produce high-quality pieces despite massive outputs. And historically significant is how this coin bridges old and new, from Jefferson's 18th century ideals to 21st century minting technology like computer-aided design for dies, ensuring precision that earlier eras lacked. And the economic backdrop included inflation concerns and energy price spikes. Yet coin production hummed along, supporting vending machines, parking meters, and laundry. Everyday uses that belie their collectible potential. And designer details extend to Franke's obverse where Jefferson's hair and collar are rendered with finer lines for better strike quality, while Schlag's reverse, unchanged since 1938 except for brief commemoratives, features Monticello's steps and windows as key diagnostics for grading, and the series' longevity speaks to its success, outlasting many other denominations' designs. A testament to Schlag's timeless artistry born in Germany but embraced in America. After his 1926 immigration, winning the 1937 contest with a $1,000 prize, and by 2007, the coin had seen wartime silver compositions in 1942 to 1945 with large mint marks over Monticello, but returned to standard post-war. And the 2007P specifically contextualizes within Bush administration policies on currency stability amid global trade shifts, with the Mint's annual report noting record productions in some areas, and artistically, the inscriptions like Liberty from Jefferson's handwriting a personal touch, tying back to his quill pen drafts, and overall, this historical tapestry makes the 2007P not just metal, but a narrative of American resilience, innovation, and reverence for founders, encouraging collectors to see beyond surface to the stories etched in every detail, and expanding on the design evolution. The shift to forward-facing was part of a broader trend in U.S. coinage to refresh icons, similar to the Lincoln since 2009 bicentennial changes, reflecting public interest in numismatics spurred by State Quarters program success from 1999 to 2008, which flooded markets with collectibles and educated millions on coin hunting, setting the stage for modern nickels like 2007P to gain traction among hobbyists. And economically, The year's mintage was influenced by Federal Reserve demands for circulation, with Philadelphia handling bulk for Eastern distribution. Its P mark a subtle nod to heritage since introduced on dollars in 1979 and nickels in 1980, distinguishing from Denver's D. And historical significance amplifies when considering Jefferson's anti-federalist views. Ironically honored on federal currency, or how Monticello, a UNESCO site, represents enslaved labor complexities in American history, adding layers for thoughtful collectors. And mint facilities in 2007 operated under heightened security post 9/11s, with production lines using high-speed presses capable of 750 strikes per minute, ensuring consistency but occasionally leading to varieties that thrill error hunters. And the era's context includes rising environmental awareness, with calls for greener minting practices, though not yet affecting nickel composition. And artistically, Frankie's portrait captures Jefferson's determined expression, symbolizing leadership through challenges like the Embargo Act or Lewis and Clark, while reverse elements like trees flank Monticello, evoking Virginia landscapes. And this blend of old and new designs in 2007 marked a pivotal moment, with the mint soliciting public input on changes, fostering democratic engagement in currency aesthetics and economically. As commodity markets boom, the nickel's melt value hovered around 7 cents, prompting anti-melting laws in 2006 to prevent profiteering, directly impacting 2007 production. Oversight and designer bios enrich the story, Schlag passing in 1974, but his work enduring. Frankie, a contemporary artist specializing in metals, bringing fresh perspective, and overall, the historical background of the 2007 P. Jefferson Nickel weaves together threads of presidential legacy, minting innovation, economic fluxes, and artistic renewal, making it a cornerstone for understanding modern U.S. coinage evolution over decades of change. Moving seamlessly into the unique features and design analysis, the obverse of the 2007 P. Jefferson Nickel showcases a forward-facing bust of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Jamie Frankie, where Jefferson appears alert and visionary, with his hair swept back in windswept style, collar and cravat detailed with fine lines that highlight his 18th century attire, and the word liberty scripted in Jefferson's own handwriting to the left, adding authenticity and personal flair, while in God we trust arcs above, a motto adopted in 1956 amid Cold War patriotism, and the date 2007 below with the P mint mark to the right of Jefferson's truncation, signifying Philadelphia origin, and crucial for variety identification. And artistically, this design symbolizes progress. Jefferson gazing directly at the holder as if challenging future generations to uphold ideals of democracy and innovation. The symbolic meaning rooted in Jefferson's role as Enlightenment thinker, with elements like his gaze representing clarity and foresight, and the reverse features Monticello, Jefferson's self-designed home, with its iconic dome, portico, and 6 steps leading to the entrance, flanked by trees and inscribed De Pluribus Unum above, Monticello below the building, United States of America around the top, and 5 cents at the bottom. The artistic elements evoking Jefferson's architectural genius inspired by Palladio, symbolizing unity from diversity and E Pluribus Unum. And the building's details like windows and columns represent stability and classical beauty in American heritage and composition-wise. The coin is 75% copper and 25% nickel, a clad structure over a pure copper core since 1866, providing corrosion resistance and magnetic properties for vending machines, with exact weight of 5.00 grams and diameter of 21.21 millimeters, edge plane for easy stacking, and strike quality varies, with business strikes from high-speed presses sometimes showing weak details on Monticello's steps, while satin finish from mint sets offer matte texture for enhanced appeal, and the minting process involves blanking, annealing, upsetting, and striking under 100 tons pressure, with dies prepared via hubbing for consistency. but occasional misalignments create varieties, and condition grading follows the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70, where basal state 1 is barely identifiable, good for shows worn, but visible outlines. Very good 8 has more detail in hair and building. Fine 12 reveals separated strands and windows. Very fine 20 adds depth to features. Extremely fine 40 retains luster with light wear on high points like Jefferson's cheek and Monticello's dome. About uncirculated 50 shows trace wear. Uncirculated 60 has no wear, but bag marks. And mint state grades from 60 to 70 assess luster, strike, and eye appeal. With full steps FS designation from Nickels where all 6 Monticello steps are fully separated. A rarity in 2007P due to dye wear, commanding premiums. And color variations include brilliant white from fresh strikes, toning to golden or rainbow hues from environmental exposure. Patina developing over time as copper oxidizes, adding aesthetic value for tone coin collectors who prize natural colors over blast white. And surface preservation factors like scratches, hits, or cleaning effect grades. With PCGS and NGC using sonic sealing and holders to protect. And dye varieties for 2007P include minor double dyes, on date or mint mark or repunch mint marks, though less common in modern era. But era coins like off-center strikes, broad strikes, or clip plankets elevate uniqueness, and symbolically, the design connects to broader themes of American identity. Jefferson is polymath embodying intellect, Monticello is beacon of self-sufficiency. And in today's active coin market, these features drive demand for high-grade examples, where an MS67FS could fetch over $200, way more than face value. And collectors chase them for their crisp details that pop under magnification, making identification exciting, and the composition specifics ensure longevity, with nickel overlay preventing quick wear, and strike indicators like full hair definition or sharp step signal. Quality minting days, while weak strikes from worn dyes might show mushy areas, and grading explanations extend to nuances like eye appeal boosting a 66 to 67, or toning patterns classified as attractive or distracting, with market preferences leaning toward original surfaces, over dip coins, and color variations from storage and albums might yield red-brown tones or blue-green from sulfur exposure, each telling a story of the coin's journey. And patina descriptions note even versus spotty, with premium for monster toners that display vivid rainbows, rare in modern nickels but possible. And overall, the unique features of the 2007P blend artistic symbolism, technical precision, and condition variables into a coin that's both accessible and challenging for collectors, emphasizing why in today's auction market, pristine pieces are hot commodities that can turn a nickel into hundreds of dollars. Stay tuned because this is one coin that collectors are chasing with serious passion and big money. And shifting to rarity and collector demand analysis. The original mintage for the 2007P Jefferson Nickel stood at an impressive $571,680,000. Thesis: struck at the Philadelphia Mint in massive quantities to meet circulation needs during a year of steady economic activity before the 2008 crash, with production details involving multiple die pairs and shifts to ensure supply. But despite high numbers, survival rates plummet for gem condition examples due to heavy use in commerce, where nickels endure vending, cash registers, and pockets, leading to wear, scratches, and loss. Estimating only a tiny fraction remain in mint state 65 or better, and scarcity factors include the full steps designation, where complete separation of Monticello's 6 steps requires perfect strike and die condition. Rare and high-volume modern minting is dyes degrade quickly, making FS examples perhaps 1 in 10,000 or less, and collectors actively seek these for their aesthetic perfection and challenge. Driven by registry sets on PCGS or NGC where top populations command bragging rights and high bids, and market demand trends show rising interest in modern errors and varieties. with 2007P seeing premiums for double die obverses or speared errors, though less documented than earlier years. But overall competition heats up at auctions like Heritage or eBay, where gem FS pieces sell for $50, $100, and MS66, escalating to $500 plus from his 6.8 if populations are low and compared to other years. To 007P is common versus low mintage like 195 OD to 0.6 million, but scarcer in top grades than post-2010 issues with even higher outputs, and mint marks matter. With 2007D from Denver at 626,160,000, slightly higher. But Philadelphia's P holds appeal for East Coast collectors, and set completion is vital, as Jefferson Nickel albums from 1938 present require every date mint combo, making 2007P essential for full runs, especially in high grade, where it's a stopper for many due to strike issues. And professional grading services like PCGS and NGC are crucial, providing third-party authentication, sonically sealed holders, and population reports that guide values, with PCGS noting low pops for MS67 FS at under 100, fueling demand as collectors vie for finest known. And in today's active coin market, trends favor modern coins as entry points for new hobbyists, with forums like CoinTalk buzzing about 2007P finds, and investor competition grows as alternatives to stocks, with premiums rising 20% yearly for gems, and why collectors want them ties to psychology of completion, thrill of the hunt for perfect strikes amid commonality, and investment potential where a 5-cent coin becomes $100 asset. In comparison to 2006 first-year Ford Jefferson shows similar mintages, but 2007 has matured in market, with demand spiked by YouTube channels highlighting modern rarities, and survival estimates suggest billions circulated, but gems scarce from immediate bagging and handling marks, and scarcity amplified by error varieties like off-center selling for $200 plus, or die cracks adding uniqueness. And collector competition is fierce at shows like ANA, where dealers stock high-grade to 007P for set builders. And professional grading importance can't be overstated, as slabbed coins trade at to 2-3x raw prices due to trust, with NGC star designation for eye appeal boosting demand further. And market trends indicate steady appreciation for FS examples as populations stabilize, making now the perfect time if you're a collector or investor. And overall, the rarity of conditioned rarities amid high mintage creates paradoxical demand, where common becomes coveted, driving auctions to new heights for this unassuming nickel. Let's just say it's way more than 5 cents. And now for identification and collecting tips. Spotting a 2007P Jefferson Nickel starts with checking the obverse. For the P mint mark right of Jefferson's bust, date below, and forward-facing portrait distinguishing from pre-2006 profiles, while reverse shows Monticello with full details if high-grade. And condition assessment looks for luster on fields, no wear on high points like cheek or steps. Using a 5x loupe to inspect for scratches or hits, and authenticity verifies weight at 5 grams. Diameter 21.1 millimeters, non-magnetic despite nickel content. And checking for seam lines or wrong color indicating fakes, though modern counterfeits are rare for low-value coins but possible in China imports, and storage recommends acid-free flips. Albums like Dansko with ports or slabs for protection from humidity causing spots, keeping in cool dry places away from PVC which degrades surfaces. And professional grading benefits include expert opinion on MS scale, encapsulation preserving state, and resale ease with labels noting varieties. Process involving submission to PCGS, NGC with fees $20 to $50, turnaround weeks to months, and authentication. Methods use spectroscopy for composition, diagnostics for varieties, and apps like PCGS Coinfax for comparisons. ANTI counterfeiting relies on knowing diagnostics like mint mark style or letter spacing. and where to buy includes reputable dealers like AppMix, coin shows, or auctions on Teletrade, while selling via eBay with scans or consignment to stacks. Bowers for max value, and building set stars with Whitman folders for dates. Advancing to slabs for keys, focusing on consistent grades like MS65 across series. And tips include cherry-picking rolls for gems, networking in clubs like ONA for trades, and tracking markets via CoinWorld for trends. And you could be sitting on a coin worth hundreds of dollars or even more if it's a FS gem or error. So check your change, dig through your drawers, you never know what's hiding there. And these coins are not just historical artifacts. They are valuable assets that reward patient collectors with both joy and profit. In today's auction market, collectors are willing to pay premium prices for standout to 007p examples, especially those with pristine surfaces and full steps that make headlines in population reports. If you're a collector or investor, now is the perfect time to add this to your portfolio. As values climb with growing interest in modern nickels, consider yourself lucky if you're holding a coin that's making headlines in the numismatic world, potentially turning your find into a treasured heirloom or quick flip for gains. So dig out those jars, examine your nickels closely, and who knows, you might uncover a 2007p gem that's been waiting to shine. Happy hunting, and may your collections overflow with such treasures. Next 1988D, have you ever picked up a simple nickel from your change and thought it might be hiding a fortune right under your nose? Welcome back, fellow collectors, to another thrilling adventure in the numismatic world where everyday coins can transform into treasures. Today we're plunging into the captivating story of the 1988D Jefferson Nickel, a piece from one of the most enduring and beloved series in United States coinage history that has captivated generations of enthusiasts. With its timeless design and surprising market potential, this little 5-cent wonder could easily turn your loose change into hundreds, or even thousands of dollars depending on its condition and those elusive full steps that drive collectors wild. This episode is loaded with in-depth historical facts, precise design breakdowns, current auction trends, and expert tips to help you spot a winner in your own collection. Let's uncover the hidden gems waiting to be discovered. The Jefferson Nickel series first made its debut back in 1938, marking a significant shift in American 5-cent coinage, as it replaced the long-running Buffalo nickel, which had been in production since 1913 and featured the iconic image of an American bison on the reverse, alongside a Native American profile on the obverse. But by the late 1930s, the United States Mint sought a fresh design to honor the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, whose contributions to the nation's founding principles, including authoring the Declaration of Independence and championing democratic ideals, made him a fitting choice for eternal commemoration on currency. The competition for the new nickel design was announced in 1938 by the Treasury Department, attracting over 390 entries from artists across the country, and it was Felix Schlag, a German-born sculptor who had immigrated to the United States in 1929, who emerged victorious with his elegant portrayal of Jefferson on the obverse and his beloved Virgie, near home, Monticello, on the reverse. A design that captured the essence of Jefferson's architectural passions and his role in shaping American liberty. Schlag's winning submission earned him a $1,000 prize, and his initials FS were later added to the coin in 1966 beneath Jefferson's bust as a posthumous tribute following public outcry over their initial omission. But for the 1988D issue, those initials are prominently featured, reminding us of the artist's lasting legacy in numismatics. The series was introduced during a time of economic recovery from the Great Depression, with the United States still grappling with unemployment rates hovering around 19% in 1938, and the looming shadows of World War II. Yet the Jefferson Nickel symbolized stability and continuity in American currency, maintaining its 5-cent denomination amid fluctuating metal prices, and serving as a staple in everyday transactions for decades to come. By the time we reach 1988, the Jefferson nickel had been in circulation for exactly 50 years, a milestone that went somewhat under-celebrated, but nonetheless highlighted the design's remarkable endurance through major historical events, including World War II, when the composition temporarily shifted to a silver-manganese alloy, from 1942 to 1945 to conserve nickel for wartime efforts, the post-war boom of the 1950s, the civil rights movements of the 1960s, and the economic stagflation of the 1970s, specifically from 1988. This was a year marked by profound global and domestic shifts, as the Cold War began to thaw with Mikhail Gorbachev's perestroika reforms in the Soviet Union, and the signing of the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty between the U.S. and USSR, reducing nuclear tensions and fostering a sense of optimism. While in the United States, the presidential election saw George H.W. Bush defeating Michael Dukakis, ushering in a new era of conservative policies focused on economic growth and international diplomacy, including the eventual end of the Cold War. Economically, 1988 followed the stock market crash of Black Monday in October 1987, where the Dow Jones plummeted over 22% in a single day, the largest one-day percentage decline in history, leading to widespread fears of recession. But by 1988, the market had rebounded impressively, with the Federal Reserve lowering interest rates to stimulate growth, unemployment dropping to around 5.5%, and inflation stabilizing at about 4%, creating a vibrant consumer economy where coins like the Jefferson nickel circulated freely in vending machines, payphones, and daily commerce. Yet amid this prosperity, the mint produced vast quantities to meet demand, reflecting the robust manufacturing sector and the need for small denomination currency in an expanding retail landscape. The 1988 Jefferson nickel was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the key facilities in the U.S. mint system established in 1906 during the Colorado Gold Rush era. Known for its D-mint mark that distinguishes it from coins produced at Philadelphia No Mint mark or San Francisco S, and in 1988, Denver was operating at full capacity, producing not only nickels but also quarters, dimes, and pennies to support the nation's currency needs, with the mint mark placed on the reverse to the right of Monticello, a small but crucial detail that tells collectors about its origin and adds to its historical narrative. The design evolution of the Jefferson nickel has been subtle over the years, with the original 1938 version featuring a more detailed Monticello that was later refined in 1939 for better strike quality, and by 1988, the coin had settled into its classic form without major changes until the Westward Journey series in 2004-2005. But the 1988 issue represents the peak of the traditional design before those temporary modifications embodying the artistic elements that Schlag intended, such as the neoclassical architecture of Monticello symbolizing Jefferson's Enlightenment influences and his advocacy for agrarian democracy, where the building's portico and dome represent harmony between nature and human ingenuity. Artistically, the obverse captures Jefferson in a left-facing profile, inspired by historical busts and portraits, with inscriptions that affirm national mottos, while the reverse showcases Monticello as a testament to Jefferson's architectural genius, designed by him in the late 18th century and listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site today, connecting the coin to broader American heritage. In the economic context of the late 1980s, with oil prices stabilizing after the 1970s crises and the rise of technology sectors like personal computers and biotechnology driving innovation, the Jefferson nickel served as a humble yet essential part of the monetary system, its production reflecting the mint's efficiency in using clad compositions to keep costs low amid rising metal values. And for collectors, the 1988D stands as a bridge between the series' golden age and modern times, offering a tangible link to an era when America was asserting its global leadership, from hosting the Calgary Winter Olympics to advancing space exploration. With the Space Shuttle program resuming flights after the Challenger disaster, as we delve deeper, it's clear that the historical backdrop of the 1988 Jefferson Nickel isn't just about dates and events. It's about how this coin encapsulates the spirit of resilience and progress in American history. From Jefferson's revolutionary ideals to the late 20th century triumphs over adversity, making it a must-have for anyone passionate about numismatics. Moving seamlessly into the unique features and design analysis, the 1988 Jefferson Nickel boasts an obverse that features a sharp, dignified portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing left, with his hair tied back in a Q style typical of the 18th century. And the design elements include fine details in his coat lapels, cravat, and facial features like the determined jawline and thoughtful gaze that convey his intellectual stature. Surrounded by the motto "In God We Trust" arcing along the left rim, Liberty followed by a star, and the year 1988 on the right, all rendered with precision to highlight Schlag's sculptural expertise. The reverse is equally compelling, depicting Jefferson's Monticello estate in full frontal view, with the building's iconic dome, columns, and steps captured in miniature relief, symbolizing Jefferson's love for classical architecture inspired by Palladio and his vision of America as a republic of enlightened citizens. Inscribed with E pluribus unum above the structure to emphasize unity, Monticello directly below, 5 cents at the bottom, and United States of America encircling the top, while the D mint mark is positioned to the right of the building, a subtle indicator of its Denver origin that adds provenance and value for collectors seeking complete mint sets. Symbolically, the obverse honors Jefferson's role in founding the nation, his presidency from 1801 to 1809, during which he orchestrated the Louisiana Purchase, doubling the country's size, and his advocacy for religious freedom and education. While the reverse is Monticello represents his personal legacy as an inventor, farmer, and architect, where he experimented with crops and designed innovative features like dumbwaiters and alcove beds, making the coin a microcosm of American ingenuity and democratic values. Composition-wise, the 1988D is struck from a clad alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a standard adopted in 1946 after the wartime silver nickels, providing durability and a bright, silvery appearance that resists corrosion better than pure copper, with an exact weight of 5.00 grams, diameter of 21.1 millimeters, and plain edge that distinguishes it from reeded coins like dimes and quarters, ensuring it stacks neatly in rolls and vending mechanisms. The minting process involved high-pressure strikes using dies prepared at the Philadelphia Mint and shipped to Denver, where coining presses operated at speeds of up to 500 coins per minute, but strike quality varied due to die wear and pressure adjustments, leading to the prize full steps designation, where the 6 steps leading to Monticello's entrance are fully separated and sharply defined, a rarity in 1988D issues because the reverse die often weaken in that area, resulting in merged or incomplete steps on most examples. Condition grading is crucial for this coin, following the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70, where basal state 1 indicates a barely identifiable coin worn smooth from circulation. Poor for shows major wear, but visible date, fair to 2-3, has heavy wear. About good 3 to 4 retains outlines, good 4 to 6 features flat details but clear rims. Very good 810 displays more definition in Jefferson's hair and Monticello's columns. Fine 12 to 15 reveals distinct hair strands and window details. Very fine 20 to 35 sharpens features like cheekbones and steps. Extremely fine 40 to 45 shows light wear on high points, with nearly full luster. About uncirculated 50 to 58 has trace friction, but original mint bloom. Uncirculated 6070 exhibits no wear with varying luster and marks. and mint state grades like MS65 denoting choice uncirculated with attractive eye appeal. While full steps FS adds a premium, requiring at least 5 or 6 distinct lines on the steps under 5x magnification is judged by services like PCGS or NGC. Color variations play a big role too, with fresh from the mint examples showing a brilliant white luster from the nickel overlay. But over time, toning can develop due to environmental exposure, ranging from subtle golden hues to vibrant rainbow patinas caused by sulfur compounds in air or storage materials, enhancing aesthetic value for tone coin enthusiasts who prize natural coloration as a sign of originality, though improper storage can lead to unsightly spotting or corrosion. Patina on nickels like the 1988D often manifests as a soft amber or russet tone on the high points, adding depth and character that collectors describe as cabinet friction or album toning. From long-term holder storage and in high grades, these variations can elevate a coin from ordinary to exceptional, with auction records showing tone MS67FS examples fetching premiums. The artistic meaning extends beyond visuals. Jefferson's profile evokes the Enlightenment era's emphasis on reason and liberty, while Monticello's depiction ties to themes of self-sufficiency and republican virtue, making each coin a portable lesson in history. In terms of strike quality, the 1988D often suffers from weak strikes on the reverse steps due to the D's geometry and high production volume, meaning full steps are scarce, with only a small percentage of the mintage achieving that crisp definition. And collectors scrutinize for die varieties such as double dies or repunch mint marks. Though for 1988D, major varieties are limited, but minor ones like die cracks or clashes can add interest. As we explore further, these design elements and features make the 1988D a fascinating study in numismatic artistry, blending historical symbolism with technical precision that continues to enchant collectors in today's market. Stay tuned because this is one coin that collectors are chasing with serious passion and big money. Shifting to the rarity and collector demand analysis, the 1988D Jefferson Nickel had an original mintage of 663,771,650 to pieces, a massive production run at the Denver Mint to meet the demands of commerce and a growing economy, where the facility struck billions of coins across denominations that year, using automated presses and quality controls that prioritize quantity over perfection, resulting in most examples entering circulation immediately through Federal Reserve distributions to banks nationwide. Survival rates are high for circulated examples, with perhaps tens of millions still extant in pockets and jars. But pristine uncirculated specimens, especially those with full steps, are far scarcer due to handling, abrasion, and the inherent weaknesses in strike quality, where estimates suggest less than 1% of the mintage retains MS65 or better condition, and full steps appear on maybe 0.1% or fewer, as the steps on Monticello require perfect die alignment and fresh dies to fully form. Factors often compromise in high-volume minting. Scarcity factors include the coin's age, now over 35 years, during which many have been melted for metal value or lost to attrition. Though the clad composition's low intrinsic worth, about to sense in melt value means melting is rare, but environmental degradation and collector culling for better examples reduce the pool of gem quality pieces. Collectors actively seek the 1988D for several reasons. It's a key date in modern Jefferson sets for those building by year and mint, offering affordability in lower grades while challenging in high condition. And the full steps variety turns it into a condition rarity that commands premiums, with PCGS population reports showing only a handful in MS67FS and none higher, driving competition among registry set participants who aim for top-ranked collections on platforms like PCGS Set, Registry, or NGC Collector Society. Market demand trends show steady growth, with auction prices for MS66FS examples hovering around $50 to $100, MS67FS reaching $500 to $1.00, and rare MS67FS sales like the $3.500 eBay record in 2019, reflecting escalating interest as more collectors enter the hobby amid rising precious metal awareness and investment diversification. In today's active coin market, where online platforms like eBay and heritage auctions facilitate global bidding, the 1988 DC's heightened demand from millennials and Gen Z collectors drawn to affordable modern issues with upside potential, contrasting with earlier years like the 1938D, which has lower mintage but higher base value, or the 195 Adiki date with just 2.6 million minted and prices in the hundreds for uncirculated, making the 1988D a sleeper for those betting on future scarcity as supplies dwindle. Compared to Philadelphia's 1988P with over 771 million minted, the Denver issue has slightly lower production, adding a mint-specific appeal. And versus San Francisco proofs, it's the business strike that offers circulation find excitement. For set completion, the 1988D is essential in full Jefferson Nickel runs from 1938 to present, particularly in full step subsets, whereas one of the tougher modern dates to acquire in 5FS or 6FS, with collectors often paying 10 to 20 times base value for certified examples, and professional grading by PCGS or NGC is paramount, as their slabs provide authentication, grade consistency, and market liquidity. With population data revealing low numbers in top-tier PCGS reports under 100 and MS67FS fueling bitter wars, collectors are willing to pay premium prices for these because they represent striking perfection in an otherwise common series, evoking the thrill of the hunt and the satisfaction of owning a conditional key. And in today's auction market, where telecasts and online lots draw thousands of viewers, the 1988 DFS can headline as a modern rarity if you're a collector or investor. Now is the perfect time to add one, as trends indicate appreciating values with broader hobby participation. The psychology behind this demand lies in the allure of underappreciated gems. Collectors love the idea of finding a high-grade example and change, turning 5 cents into a 4-figure asset. And the competition for registry points creates a gamified experience that keeps enthusiasm high. These coins are not just historical artifacts. They are valuable assets that blend nostalgia with profit potential. And with economic uncertainties, they offer tangible holdings outside volatile stocks. Let's just say it's way more than face value, transitioning to identification and collecting. Tips: spotting a 1988 D Jefferson Nickel stars with locating the D mint mark on the reverse, just to the right of Monticello's base, often requiring a loupe for confirmation on worn pieces. And check the date on the obverse right side, ensuring it's a crisp 1988 without doubling or errors, though major varieties are scarce. But look for subtle die breaks or clashes that add variety appeal. For condition, examine under good lighting for wear on Jefferson's cheek, hair, and collar on the obverse, and on Monticello's dome, columns, and especially the steps on the reverse, where full separation indicates premium quality, using a 10x magnifier to count at least 5 distinct lines for FS potential. And assess luster. Original mint bloom should be satiny and uninterrupted in uncirculated grades. Authenticity is key. Genuine examples have a sharp rim, consistent weight of 5 grams, and magnetic properties from the nickel content. But beware counterfeits. Rare for low-value nickels but possible in high grades, so compare to known specimens, and use magnetic tests or specific gravity if doubtful. Though professional grading mitigates this risk, storage recommendations include acid-free flips, to buy to holders, or albums like Dansko for sets, keeping them in cool, dry environments away from PVC plastics that cause green slime damage. And for long-term, airtight capsules or slabs preserve toning and prevent scratches. Professional grading benefits are immense. Submitting to PCGS or NGC involves fees starting at $20 per coin, but returns include sonic sealing for protection. Impartial grade assignment boosting resale value by 20 to 50% and access to population. Data for rarity assessment, with the process entailing safe shipping, evaluation by experts using Sheldon criteria, and return in about 4 to 6 weeks. Authentication methods extend to spectral analysis for composition verification, but for most, visual inspection suffices. An anti-counterfeiting relies on education study resources like the Cherry Picker's Guide for Varieties, where to buy and sell, reputable dealers at coin shows like on a World's Fair of Money, online via teletrade or great collections for auctions, or platforms like AppMex for fixed prices. While selling involves consignment to heritage for maximum exposure or local shops for quick cash. Always checking recent comps on PCGS price guide. Building complete sets means starting with a Whitman folder for circulated examples, upgrading to slabs for keys, and focusing on full steps for advanced collections, perhaps aiming for a 1938-003. Run where the 1988D fills a modern slot with investment upside. Check your change. Dig through your drawers, you never know what's hiding there. You could be sitting on a coin worth hundreds of dollars or even more. Consider yourself lucky if you're holding a coin that's making headlines in collectors' circles for its elusive full steps and rising demand. And wrapping up, the 1988D Jefferson Nickel stands as a remarkable blend of history, artistry, and potential wealth, with its common roots hiding rare gems in top conditions that can fetch thousands at auction, solidifying its status as a smart, collectible, and savvy investment. Dive into your collections today, hunt for those full steps, and embrace the excitement of discovering your next treasure might just be a nickel away, promising endless adventure in the world of coins.